wanted to record a quick video for you guys just to kind of keep you up to date on my thoughts on Bitcoin, possibly some potential concerns that I have. We're going to go over searching announcements, some news, some charts, and a pretty cool website that I found recently, and a website that we've talked about in the past to kind of scan chart patterns. So let's see if we can jump right into this market. So Bitcoin USDT on Binance, 1 hour chart. So the concern here is this. I kind of feel like there's a black cloud hanging over Bitcoin right now because you've got this shoulder, head, potential another shoulder. For this to be confirmed as a shoulder, we would need to move down, and then right when we break, just like when we confirm a breakout to the upside, candle body close to the downside, some volume coming in potentially, confirm the breakout to the downside. When that happens, it might be a quick drop if it happens, but potentially the catalyst to this is this rising wedge. So 68% chance of break lower. And we break lower, and this target, you'll notice $6,925 would put us at the breakdown area for this looming head and shoulders pattern, which would give us a target of about 60.58. Also, I noticed down here that this is right near some support, so it's possible we could bounce there. There's some support areas that are going to slow it down on the way down, so potentially those areas slow it down. 6,400, 6,384, 6,050. So this is kind of the concern that I have. You can see that we've got volumes kind of falling off. It's the weekend, so if we were to keep increasing in price and decreasing volume, that's bearish divergence. The RSI is right at the 50 line, so if we do move lower, a break below the 50, you'll notice when we're below the 50. So let me just mark this real quick. To mark this line, Alt-H puts a straight horizontal line across any part of the screen. So I did the same up here with these two lines of support. And so what I want you to notice here is when the RSI is below the 50, potentially you're in a downtrend. So you notice right here, it goes below the 50, go straight up, and you see downtrend, right? And then over here, it dips down below the 50, and you got a bit of a downtrend, okay? And vice versa. Typically, it's an uptrend when it's above. Not always, but typically, it's an uptrend. So if you look at, all this over here, uptrend. All this here, uptrend, okay? So that's why the 50 is important on the RSI. All right, and I talk about this all the time, but I just want to show you how well the MACD indicator works. Okay, as far as MACD crossovers. All right, so let's say right here, this is a bullish crossover where the blue line is the MACD. MACD blue line crosses up and above. The signal line is red here, and so you can see you scroll right up here, and basically nails this uptrend, nails this move higher. Right here, there's your bearish sell signal right here. Tells you to sell. So your blue line crosses down below your signal line, the red line. Then that's your bearish sell signal. You go straight up, nailed it. Here's your sell signal right here. You got all this downtrend that you would have potentially missed. Really, you go until your next crossover, your next trend starts, right? So from here, so here's your sell signal, you sold, you avoided all this, and then your buy signal, you buy, and then you catch here. So that's MACD teaser. I've got 2 videos on MACD you got to watch in their entirety, but just know, man, I'm a believer in the MACD. Lastly, one concern is, so you've got the 0 line automatically, and again, Alt-H for a horizontal line. I was close to 0, but the concern here is your MACD, again, it's an uptrend when it moves above the signal line. It's kind of a bullish scenario if this were to cross higher. However, it looks like it's kind of going to curl down and go lower. Here's your signal that says we might roll over. Then we roll over, this breaks lower. All of a sudden, we go into our head and shoulders, gets confirmed, and then we end up at 60.58. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I want you to know that it could. Now, VIP trading setups. This spreadsheet, you can go to the Telegram group. VIP, it's right up here, pinned message. See this? Go to your pinned message. All right, so here's my idea about VIP spreadsheet, which you should bookmark. So it's right here. I can click on it, boom, pops up. This is updated in real time. So I posted 8 charts in the last 10.5 hours. You know, in the 17th, about the same, the 16th, potentially more. Now, these charts aren't good forever, but these coins are always really good picks. You know, I've got different scanners I use. I've got all kinds of social media outlets. I got a bunch of buddies that trade crypto. Any way I can find setups, I find them. So they're here. You can continually check these coins. I encourage you guys to draw my charts. See what I'm drawing. And again, here's all your links right here. So you can click on these links and it will take you to these previously drawn charts. Ta-da. Potential breakout for RDN. You know, this is something that was breaking out this morning. I was keeping everybody updated. So you can go through here. You can click on it if you want it big, and you can see what my chart looks like. Get Coinigy, get Tradingview, and draw these charts. Recreate these. This is a really good way to learn to draw these charts real quick. This is called multicoincharts.com. I love it. I just found it, and I love it already. So you can do a lot with it. It uses Tradingview charts. You can set it up. I haven't really gotten into it like I need to. I've just started looking at it. And you can have 4 charts on a screen at one time. Potentially more. Yeah, look at that. Here's my thought. I wake up, first thing, I'm going to check CoinMarketCap. I'm going to check Binance, and there's going to be a bunch of red and green numbers. Now, I can go over to the PC and see exactly what's going on with the market. You got to go through and you got to program each one of these. It's going to come with some defaults, but you can click right here and you can type in BTC, USDT, and then you select, here's your Binance. So there's your Bitcoin chart. You go here and you type in here, this is already Binance, Ethereum. This is Binance Litecoin. This is XRP, so I set those up. ETC, USD, maybe you want to watch Tron, USDT. You know, you could have, and then it says Binance here. Then you can go to indicators up here. Turn your RSI on, relative strength index. I like to use RSI and MACD. MACD. There's your MACD. Okay. It's almost a little bit too much for this small screen, but the cool thing is you can double click it and see it big. So even if you just have it small, and then this is where you're going to find all your divergences. This, again, like we were just talking about, the 50 line. So you can see Bitcoin's trying to break above the 50 line, which would be a good thing. This is the 1 hour chart. You go through, you can change all your charts right here. The cool thing about this is you guys could have all your, let's say we wanted to have the top coins on Binance to check in a second. It's going to give us this huge long link up here. These links are unique. So in essence, if you're watching 10 coins, 8 coins, then you could potentially share links with somebody else. If you go through and you set up 8 links or 10 links, you click on the link and all of a sudden you can see all the chart settings. So if anybody wants to help the group out and make some killer chart settings with maybe, here's what I was thinking. Go through the VIP list. You could have all the charts on the VIP list right here, and you can watch them on the screen. Excited about this, man. This is awesome. You know, you could have a couple tabs open even if you want them bigger, you know, so you can see the charts. You know, earlier I saw, okay, you got green candles on Litecoin, Ethereum Classic. I want to know what's going on with Bitcoin. It really gives you a great kind of overview of what this market's doing if you can see multiple charts. Now you can also scroll down. You got to go to the middle of the screen and get on this line, and you can scroll down. You can also go down here and you can drag your charts around in different order. If you want XRP at the top, this is a very good tool too. So you can go, it's called cryptoalerts.ai. You want to see the biggest gainers of the day? You can pull it up, biggest gainers. You want to see most active? Click here, It's going to load your charts. And again, you can get a good overview. These are the most active coins. These are a little bit small, but still you get a good idea on what's going on. Yeah, so these are just a couple tools I think are going to help you out a lot for watching these charts. You want to go and you want to put on, a smaller time frame, 15-minute chart, which if you're like a day trader, day trader, you want to use 15 minutes. I don't normally use it. This was just more for an example. I like to use 4-hour charts the most. Daily charts give you a good macro perspective of what's going on. Let's take a look at basic attention token. So basic attention token posted this setup earlier. You see you've got essentially really close to a ascending triangle here. 64% chance of a break higher. You got a good amount of volume to confirm this breakout. Not amazing volume, like this would have been better. Some of this would have been better, but it's the weekend, so you kind of have to take it for what it is. You can see how on the daily, and this is important, it bounced off this yellow 200 simple moving average. You see that? So that's that initial catalyst where it stopped the price action from this huge dive and dump it was taking. All right, and then you see we got a MACD cross on the daily too. MACD cross on the daily. And that's a buy signal. And so right here potentially would have been your buy. Like little MACD crosses, if everybody in the group just started trading MACD crosses, it's amazing how much that will help you. You can pull a Fibonacci retracement level on this and find out, kind of where it's at as far as fib levels go. You can use the wicks or the candles. Pick one or the other. Here, perfect storm. You got 786 bounced off of. Found support on the 200 daily simple moving average. And then you've got your triangle on the 4-hour. And you've got your bullish MACD cross. So this is what makes this setup really good. This retracement is 78.6% of this move here. Okay, just to understand how that works. So yeah, BAT broke out. Potentially you want to play this. It broke out a little while ago. It's already seen some gains. However, to find your target, you're going to come here and pull this distance here. Just drag it over. Let's take a look at RDN. Over here, I want you to see this 17-minute countdown timer is going to count down until this candle closes. So this is an hour chart, so every single candle is 1 hour. This is the price action over 1 hour. Okay, so it's really important because I go into a lot of detail in the videos that I've already uploaded. The playlist is on the CBC Patrons YouTube channel. Subscribe to that channel and then go to playlist and then just binge watch. You heard of just Netflix and chill? Well, just CBC and chill. Just get your loved ones, your family, say, hey, you know what? We're about to make life-changing money, y'all. RDN broke out. Not amazing volume on this chart, but it's broke higher. So potentially this could play out over time. The important thing, and we'll kind of zoom out real quick on this one. And here's what we're seeing a lot of, and this is probably the most important thing to understand. You've got a lot of downtrends that are starting to reverse. Downtrend, and you're potentially starting to get your bounce here. Okay, this happened really well with Matic, CELR, happened with FET, a bunch of these smaller coins that are mooning lately. So that's what we're looking for. Like this alt run, just like the last one we had, kind of a mini alt run last time, you're going to be looking at a lot of these bounces, and you'll see these patterns down at the bottom here. You'll get a lot of inverse head and shoulder patterns. You'll get a lot of double bottom patterns. Here is OST. You got a falling wedge. Should break out the next day or two. This is an older chart, and it did break out. You got your target. And again, you got a ton of volume here now. Like for sure, look at this volume. You guys see this green bar? Huge volume spike. That's a breakout for sure. Now it's retesting this trend line. See kind of how it's hugging this trend line? It's respecting the trend line. So that tells you, and where it's hugging it, but it doesn't break lower, but potentially it's testing it. That tells you, hey, this is a valid pattern. You got your good breakout. You've got your kind of retest or the fact that it's respecting the upper trend line here. And then at some point, you're going to get a pump to the upside. Now, depending on what Bitcoin does, that's the over gray cloud Bitcoin hanging over with its head and shoulders pattern going on. So let's see what happens with that. When these alts start popping off crazy, typically Bitcoin's going to pump. Fizzling out a little bit kind of gives me some concerns. Maybe some uncertainty in the market about what Bitcoin's going to do is why people aren't trading these pumps right now, or trading the breakouts. Now here is Nano. Nano, and sometimes this will happen. You have a triangle that's not really breaking out. You need to extend. You start using the wicks a little bit and maybe extend it out a little bit more. So you can see Nano's pulled back. You got more than 100% retrace. It's not all-time lows, but right here, this support level is pretty strong. It's got this huge decline and then kind of that reversal pattern. And then these altcoins, if they run real well, you know, we've got some pretty big gains ahead of us. This is Bitcoin Private, BCPT. And it broke out inverse head and shoulders. Inverse head and shoulders. Side note is this: if you ever want to look at chart patterns, inverse head and shoulders. Now these are going to be stock market, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Then you click on images, and you can see chart patterns for days. They're not inverse head and shoulders. Look at this one for gold. This is kind of ugly. People are like, that doesn't really, Chris, that doesn't really look like an inverse head and shoulders. It's too messy. Listen, look at, you know, textbook, and then, you know, what people are trading these, you know, people are trading these. You got targets that are working out. So you just kind of, but this is always a good way to kind of check your chart patterns. If you want to just read for days or just look at a bunch of patterns, pattern recognition is going to happen a lot faster the more patterns you look at. And these are already confirmed patterns, and you're going to see these again. You know, you'll see these in the charts that we look at every day. Okay, so Bitcoin Private, you got potentially, yeah, I mean, it broke out. You got a little bit of volume here, then it came back down, and this is a retest. So a retest is when it breaks higher and then comes back down and respects the trend line, and then you see a move to the upside. So it's not really, it's kind of fizzled out a little bit, not really playing out. So a little bit concerning. You got some bearish divergence down here. I got a video on divergence. You need to watch that. And so you see how your price action, this high is lower than this high. But down here, this high is a higher high. And then so it's downsloping, so it's bearish. So that's why you got your pullback. You got, of course, MACD sell signal too, right there. Two things line up. It's golden. All right, so this one's been destroyed. Here's all-time lows right here. All-time low. Now you kind of got this V shape right here, and you've got a reversal pattern on your candlesticks. We'll get into that on another video. And so you see you got a big, huge move to the downside, pretty big retrace, and then your reversal. So over time, Bitcoin acts decent. These altcoins are ready to run. This is MCO on the daily. So you got a big retrace, potentially down to this support level here. So you see this found support here. So there's a support level here. After a while, you don't even need to draw these patterns on the charts. You'll just see them automatically. You got your MACD buy signal down here. See the blue line curve to the upside? As soon as this ticks higher, see that right there? That's your buy signal. We go back out, and that's on the 15th. And there you go, 15th. 15th, there's your buy signal. Boom. Huge uptick in price. I'm telling you, you guys can make so much money off just these MACD crosses. Again, we got this huge retrace and this V-shaped recovery. Your RSI was down low, pretty low, around 30, and then you got your bounce. So this is a V-shaped recovery. We talk about this trading strategy too, and I've got a video on it. Make sure and watch these videos. I'm telling you, you're going to put all these pieces of the puzzle together. It's like solving a mystery, and you're going to kill it. You have to take time and learn this market when it's slow. So the other night, everything's up like 20%. I didn't even know whether to sit down or stand up. I had so much going on. I just had everything, emails and making sure your guys' questions were answered and charts. And then I said, hey, what if I can trade a couple things? And then, of course, like I'm just spread too thin. I can't really trade right now. And you know, you're going to be dealing with the same thing. You're going to have trades going on. Like, listen, watch these videos now. How many times have I said that? I promise you. I've seen people come into this group and kill it. and learn how to trade, make profitable trades in a very short period of time, and they watch the videos every time. Here you've got this huge falling wedge for WAN, so 68% chance of a break higher. Then you came out and consolidated in this triangle, and the triangle broke out to the upside too. Zoom out to the daily chart. How many charts have we saw this? Downtrend, and then you get a kind of a V-shaped bottom or recovery. Look down here, you've got basically you're oversold on the daily. Uh-oh, MACD cross buy signal plays out again. I'm telling you, golden. Oversold, MACD cross, downtrend. Are we at, yep, all-time lows? Here's your reversal. You know, unless Bitcoin dumps crazy, which maybe. We got some room to run here for WAN chain. This is all going to make sense in a month or so when all these smaller altcoins are popping off, because you know this is the potential turnaround point that we're in right now. If you are new to the group, you don't have very much time, you're going to look at some of these situations for midterm trading ideas where you could potentially just buy and leave these. See what Bitcoin's going to do. If Bitcoin moves lower, potentially maybe you wait until it kind of stabilizes. Nulls, BTC, triangle, waiting for a breakout, buy the breakout, so you're waiting for this volume to come in. If we go to the daily chart, well, look at it, same thing. Like clockwork, I'm telling you, like downtrend, V-shape, reversal, upside in the future. Matic I've talked about in videos. I shared it with the group on like the 27th of last month. Here's when I started talking about Matic. Coinbase's VC funds in on this. Binance is in on this. There's potentially, for some reason, they took the symbol off Coinbase, and then this thing just took off. So I've talked about it in videos. Congrats for those that had got in on this early. I think it's up about 400%. Now you can see that you got your rising wedge formation, 68% chance of a break to the downside. This happened. Now I pulled a fib level on it, and it bounced off the 0.382, which means it retraced 38.2%. Bounced, and now looks like it's trying to hold this 0.236 support level. There's a potential that this is kind of that rounding top pattern like we see with Bitcoin, where it's rounding and it's going to give back a bunch of its gains. However, it's been hot, so it's real easy that you could get this triangle formation here. That's exactly what you have, but it's a descending triangle. So what I would do, me personally, I would write this down. I would go back to the VIP spreadsheet, and I'd add it over here as far as an area to watch. So this has a 64% chance of a break to the downside. So you've got Bitcoin that's potentially going to roll over. This is, you know, is in a bearish pattern. It rolls over. You know, so potentially you'll be able to get Matic at a cheaper price real soon. FET, what happened with this? All these, you know, it's kind of interesting that all these Binance coins are pumping crazy. Like they're at all-time low, you know, and then you got all this manipulation. You know, I just had this thought that popped in my head. I wonder if CZ's behind some of this pump action. You know, he wants he needs his ICO or IEO platform to be real strong, and you don't want your coins to go on there and just die. So he's think about how much money he's making, because he's getting paid in these coins. He pumps his starts his turnaround. Anyways, that's my conspiracy theory. So let's look at FET. Potentially, so we have this triangle right here. It broke out to the upside. Look at this volume you got. See this volume spike? This volume spike. This confirmed your breakout. Then it retraced. Really kind of a weird breakout here. On the 4 hour, it would have looked a lot cleaner. So you got your candlestick breakout. But I want to show you on the 1 hour, this is a concern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we get confirmation on this, which will be right here, again, this is going to break to the downside. So it's kind of a perfect storm. If this Bitcoin does play out to the downside, which it may not, you know, the bulls need it to continue higher. Notice how FET retraced and bounced off the 0.5 fib level, and then, you know, potentially it's curling over like it's going to complete this head and shoulders pattern. And then the target, to get the target on head and shoulders, you take this distance here, move it here, and that'll put you back down. It's going to give back almost all its gains if that plays out. So, you know, this is why you have to take profits in crypto. Last thing, Just want to show you announcements. So use this as a tool. You want to put in anything you're searching for. If you're searching for MCO, you can go see it here, and you can see the dates are all here on your PC, and you can see all the postings and follow the MCO chart patterns over time. You want to learn about triangle patterns. You go here, and this video is set to the right spot about triangle breakouts, symmetrical triangles. You can go through here, and you can. This is like a diary of everything that I've done in the group over the past year. These are all your chart patterns, symmetrical triangles. You can go through here, everything you can think of. It's also good. You can look at charts with triangles on them. I always try to put a little bit of information on there. You got a bunch of candlestick patterns in here, all these candlestick patterns to learn. There's so much to learn. I try not to throw everything at you. That's why I kind of pace ourselves with putting a few things out there every day. But you go through here and you can just search for days on everything. I've got a year. This group is about a year old now, and tons of trading setups and how to trade triangles. Tons of it's all in here. Anything you want to know. Also, another good thing, that if you want to know some pro tips, search here. You can go through. They're pro tips for a reason. Okay, so you can read all these pro tips. Different websites, different resources you should have. This is how to search. Pro tip. How to search. Discord is tonight. I'm going to post a link in a second, and then I'll probably post a reminder later on. You go over here. This is going to pop up if you're on PC. I don't really use it on phone, so I'm go over it on PC, but you can see this is what pops up. A lot of people will come in here and they say, I can't hear anything. Well, you got to go to the voice channel. You got to click on general cryptocurrency, and you got to be in the channel. Remember, be in general cryptocurrency tonight at 9:30 Eastern time. I'll post the link to get into this server in the announcements channel in just a second. Appreciate everything. None of this would be possible without you. See you guys soon.